All right, let's dive into another one. Today, we're taking a closer look at Blink Twice.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's this psychological thriller everyone's been talking about.
Okay, cool.
Let me tell you, this movie, there's like way more going on than you think at first.
Really?
Yeah, so it's got luxury islands, a tech billionaire, memory manipulation.
Oh, okay.
And like some pretty sharp social commentary too.
Interesting. What I think is so cool about Blink Twice is how it takes this, like, classic thriller setup, people stuck on an island with a dark secret.
Right.
And then it uses that to get at these deeper issues.
Like what?
Power, exploitation, how we can't even trust our own memories, that kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. So at first, you've got Frida. She's a nail artist trying to get her business and nail malls off the ground. And she's got her best friend Jess, always there for her.
Okay.
And they get invited to this super exclusive island retreat hosted by Slater King. He's like this tech billionaire supposed to be on this apology tour or something.
The apology tour, what for?
That's part of the mystery, right? But let me tell you, things get weird really fast.
Oh, I bet.
The movie's really clever about dropping these little hints, like red flags early on.
Oh, like what?
Well, like, they get to the island,
Yeah.
and everyone already has clothes in their exact size.
That is kind of strange.
Right? Like, no choice, just here's your uniform.
Yeah, like controlling.
Totally. And then there's this phrase, red rabbit.
Red rabbit.
Yeah, it keeps popping up, almost like they're being hypnotized or something.
That's creepy.
And oh my gosh, the red flowers.
Yeah, what's with those? They're everywhere.
Everywhere. Beautiful, but also like a bad feeling,
Yeah.
Especially when you find out about the perfume.
The perfume.
Yeah, it's made from those red flowers, and it makes everyone forget what happened the night before.
Wait, what? Obviously.
Yeah. It's wild.
So that's why no one remembers anything. Wow, that perfume is more than just, like, a plot device, though, right?
What do you mean?
It's like a big metaphor.
For what?
For how women get silenced, how they're controlled.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, taking away their memories. It's like taking away their power.
True. And making them easier to manipulate.
Exactly. And that ties into all these real-world issues, about consent, exploitation.
Oh, absolutely. Like those flowers, they're like this false promise of paradise to lure the women in.
And then there's the snake venom.
Don't even get me started.
Talk about a twist. The antidote is snake venom.
I know.
So it's like the snake becomes this symbol of, like, truth fighting back.
Right. Usually the snake is bad, but this time it's good.
Yeah. It's like reclaiming your memories, taking back your power.
I love that.
So we've got Jess. She vanishes, and nobody remembers her.
It's so freaky.
And Frida, she's left trying to figure out what happened, but it's all these little pieces, like from sounds, smells.
That's for Zoë Kravitz, the director. She's amazing.
Oh, yeah. She did such a good job with this.
Instead of, like, normal flashback, she does these super trippy scenes, almost like dreams.
Yeah. It's like we're feeling Frida's confusion right along with her.
And she keeps hearing the sound of her necklace, like, over and over.
That's so creepy. It's like something's wrong, but you don't know what.
I know, right? Like a warning.
Okay, but what about that red chair? It keeps showing up.
That red chair?
Yeah, it's like more than just furniture,
It's weird, right?
Yeah, like it represents something. A lot of people think it's connected to Slater, like his past or something.
Oh, interesting.
And then the video mentioned Frida's dad.
Oh, yeah.
And how maybe the red chair is like part of this cycle of power getting passed down generation to generation.
That's deep.
And then the island itself, it's like its own character.
Oh, totally. It starts out all Garden of Eden-y.
Right. And then it's a nightmare.
So fast.
It's like this little mini society, but all warped by money and privilege.
Yeah. And everyone's cut off, no escape.
Like literally trapped in a gilded cage with Slater as the puppet master.
I like that puppet master.
The whole setup just like brings out the worst in people.
And you've got all these different characters, each one like a different side of that whole wealthy, privileged world.
Like the therapist, the chef, that sitcom star, that crypto guy.
They're all enabling it in their own way.
Right. And through them, we see how easy it is to get sucked into that system.
It's messed up.
Then, bam, escape plan time.
They use the snake venom to get their memories back.
So smart.
And they turn the tables on those
Oh,
guys.
it feels so good to watch them fight back.
So intense. But then that twist.
I know. I did not see that coming.
Turns out Frida's been to the island before.
What? How?
That scar she has, it's from a previous visit.
No way. So is she a victim? Or is she, like, playing everyone?
Right. The ending is so ambiguous.
And that last shot of Frida,
Chills. It's like she's the new king of the island.
But what does that mean?
Right. Is it a victory, or is it just going to happen all over again?
I don't know. It's like Mona Lisa. So many ways to read it.
Totally. So many layers.
This is what makes Blink Twice so good, you know?
It keeps you guessing.
Yeah, it's a thriller, but it also makes you think about all this stuff about power, consent, memory. It's crazy.
I'm even more intrigued to actually see it now.
Oh, for sure.
We should dive into some of the technical filmmaking stuff after we take a minute to process all this.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so we've gone through the plot and all those symbols.
Yeah, a lot to unpack.
But what I'm really curious about is, like, how Zoë Kravitz directs it, you know, her style.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Her style totally elevates the whole thing.
It's not just what she's saying, but how she's showing it.
Exactly. And the way she uses references to other movies, so smart.
Like what?
Well, there's definitely some Matrix vibes in there.
Yeah.
With the red and blue dresses.
Right, like the pills.
Exactly. Choice, reality, all that.
And that Fight Club reference.
Oh, my gosh, yes. First rule of Blink Twice.
Don't get on that jet.
I died.
It's like she knows we're expecting a certain kind of thriller.
Yeah, playing with our expectations.
And then, boom, throws us a curveball.
I love that she does that.
Okay, but what about Slater and that vape pen?
It's always there.
It's like more than just a prop, right?
Definitely not just a bad habit. It's totally symbolic.
Of what?
Power control, you know?
Mm-hmm. How so?
Think about it. Those clouds of vapor, like, he's literally obscuring everything.
Oh, I get it. Hiding the truth.
Exactly. And get this, the sound design with the vape is super interesting.
Really?
Yeah, Kravitz, she wanted to sound like old film grain.
What?
Yeah, like that crackling sound.
Why?
It's subtle, but it makes us question what's real, what's memory, you know?
Whoa.
Like messing with our perception.
So cool. It's like every little detail is intentional.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
She uses everything.
Yeah.
Sound, visuals, all those symbols.
You create this like unsettling mood where you can't trust anything.
Exactly. It's brilliant. And those mirrors everywhere. Don't forget those.
Oh, yeah. Frida keeps seeing her reflection.
It's like her broken mental state, the whole warped reality of the island, all reflected back at her.
Like she's losing herself.
Yes. And the way Kravitz uses close-ups on Frida's face, you see everything.
All the emotions, so intense.
We're right there with her, feeling it all.
This is what makes it more than just a regular thriller.
Totally. It's about trauma, about fighting to get your own story back.
And that ending, so powerful.
Doesn't give you all the answers, does it?
Nope. Leaves you with questions.
About Frida, about that cycle of abuse. It's heavy stuff.
You said online people are really debating this movie.
Oh, yeah. The internet is buzzing. Forums, theories, everyone's trying to figure it out.
What are they saying?
Some think it's a feminist win. You know, Frida takes control.
Others think she's just become the bad guy.
Yeah, like has she really escaped or is she part of the problem now?
That's what makes it so good. There's no easy answer.
Makes you think, makes you talk about it.
What about the music? The soundtrack?
Oh, the music is amazing in this movie.
Tell me more.
It's like layers of different genres, just like the movie itself.
Interesting. Why different genres?
Well, it reflects Frida's taste, but also sets the mood.
Okay, yeah.
Like you hear these pulsing electronic beats when things are tense.
Okay, I can see that.
Then like soulful R&B for the emotional stuff.
Cool. Like a mix of everything.
Keeping you on edge, but also like hitting you in the feels. There's this one part during the escape.
Okay, yeah.
Classic rock anthem starts blasting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Totally adds to the feeling of rebellion, like they're taking back their power.
I love that. Music can make a scene so much more powerful.
Oh, absolutely. And get this, Kravitz actually used her own playlist as inspiration.
No way, really?
Yeah, that personal touch. It's really cool.
It's like we're getting a glimpse into her head.
Makes you wonder if those songs have deeper meanings, you know?
Totally. Like maybe they're connected to Frida's past or something.
Ooh, yeah. Definitely something to pay attention to.
Okay, Blink Twice is officially on my watch list.
You won't regret it.
It sounds like such a visual experience, but also like thought-provoking.
Oh, for sure. Engages all your senses.
If you're looking for a thriller that's more than just jump scares, this is it.
Definitely check it out. It'll spark some serious conversations.
So we've talked a lot about the plot, the symbolism, Zoë Kravitz's directing.
Yeah, really digging into it.
But there were some things in that YouTube video that like really caught my attention.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, they mentioned some theories about the island.
The island?
Yeah, like maybe it's not even real.
Oh, okay. That's a new one.
I know, right? Some people think it's all in Frida's head.
Like she's imagining it.
Yeah, or maybe it's like a shared
The
hallucination.
sheer hallucination, huh?
Because there are those scenes where things get really weird, visually.
Oh, right, like the landscape changes or those shadowy figures.
Exactly. It makes you question what's real.
It's super creepy. But I don't know about the island not being real.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it works better as a metaphor.
A metaphor for what?
Think about it, it's this isolated place, cut off from the real world.
Okay, yeah.
Just like that world of wealth and privilege.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, their own little bubble where the rules don't apply.
And because they're so isolated, they're easier to control.
Exactly. No escape, no way to check in with reality.
And they can't really communicate with each other either.
Right. That just adds to the paranoia.
It makes them distrust everyone.
Nobody knows what's going on, who to believe.
The video also talked about the red chair and Frida's dad.
Oh, yeah, that connection is interesting.
Like maybe it's not just Slater, maybe it's a whole pattern of abusive men.
Because we know Frida's dad was powerful, and he abused that power.
And the video said he might have had a similar chair, like a symbol of his authority.
It's like Slater's not unique. He's part of something bigger.
And Frida, she grew up seeing that, so maybe she's drawn into the same cycle.
That's heavy. Like, how do you break free from that?
It's like the movie showing how abuse can get passed down generation to generation.
Definitely makes you think. Okay, but that ending, though.
The Mona Lisa look.
Exactly. So much ambiguity.
Is she a hero? Is she the villain?
Frida, in that red dress, in the red chair.
That look on her face, it could be anything.
Confident, sinister.
Hmm.
You decide.
I kind of think she's become the bad guy.
Oh, yeah. Why?
Well, she's embraced the color red,
The symbol of power and danger.
Right. Maybe she's using it to change things from the inside.
Ooh, interesting. Like a new set of rules.
But maybe she's just another Slater in the making.
We don't know, and that's what makes it so brilliant.
Makes you keep thinking about it long after it's over.
Exactly. The movie doesn't give you all the answers.
It's been awesome diving deep into Blink Twice with you.
Me too. This movie is wild.
So many layers, so many things to think about.
Definitely a movie that needs to be seen and talked about.
So to everyone listening, we highly recommend checking out Blink Twice.
It'll mess with your head in the best way possible.
Pay attention to those little details, those repeating symbols, the acting.
And don't try to force a single interpretation on that ending.
Sometimes the best stories leave you with questions.
So keep exploring, keep questioning, keep diving deep.
And we'll catch you on the next deep dive.